Hi, we're Kontrust from Vienna, Austria.
You're watching Loud TV. We're getting older.
Yeah, we're getting older. We're partying less hard, but more. No. Be honest, it's been busy for years. We've had. We did not do one huge tour block. We separated over several little tour blocks over the last 3 years, just in order to be able to, give good performances. We put out a video. I think dance was in those last 3 years. We've actually gotten into a new country. What was it called again? France. We got into France. That was really neat. Played in front of a really amazing audience, which was even more cool. And now we're back in Paris, when we're here at the Hard Rock Cafe giving this interview. So yeah, obviously we must have done something right, or else we wouldn't be here. The genre crossover is of course loosely based in the 90s. We got most of our influences from the 90s. That's probably why. I guess our important thing is that we're always doing something we're loving. So it's never something that has like peer pressure on it, or where we try to do something that we don't feel comfortable with because somebody else tells us to do it. So that luckily never happens. It's always stuff we love to do and music we write and then publish because we're actually convinced that this is something that stands for our band. And yes, of course, crossover kind of incorporates everything from rock to acid jazz and polka music, and I'm sure we're somewhere in between there, but I guess we're a loosely based rock band that's very proud of not playing rock music and metal exclusively, but reaching out to other genres and making this quite colorful and a little bit crazy.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Oh yeah, we grew up with that stuff too.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that they had any influence on us.
Well,
maybe more the even more crazier ones like Boney M or Erasure or whatever.
Erasure's a good one.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It's all that cheesy music from the 90s. I'm sure it influenced us. I'm sure we would never admit it, and especially never on camera. But there's probably something that got stuck with us. Maybe it's just the craziness that came with all that, because none of that music took itself really seriously. So if you look at those acts, Ace of Base or Hathaway or Too Unlimited or some of that other shite, it's we always had the feeling they did it probably for the money, but most likely because somebody had fun doing it. And if you look at those videos, like Erasure or Aqua with Barbie Girl or something terrible like that, yes, you almost feel ashamed watching it, but on the other hand,
you're still watching it.
You're still watching it. It's like an accident. You cannot look away.
We talked a lot about Iron Maiden today. Well, maybe not the bass, but one of the earliest bands that had a lot of influence on us. And I think, classical ones like Slayer, of course, Metallica, what else?
Rage Against the Machine, Korn.
Yeah. Sepultura.
Hansi Hinterseer. No, I'll take that back.
Yeah, check out Hansi Hinterseer.
Hansi Hinterseer and his Moon Boots. They're really famous. Great Austrian band.
We like to have fun, but on the other hand, we also, we're Kontrust. So there's also a lot of contrast in our music. And of course, we also want to show that in our video clips. So it's interesting to have the surprise, the well, how would you call it? Yeah, on the one hand you have the music, and on the other hand you have the video, and they don't fit at all at the first glance. Yeah, at the first glance. But in the end, okay, you think, yeah, well, it works, and it differs. So this moment of surprise is really important to our music and to all that we're doing with Kontrust.
She's a mother and doing her best at what she does, and loosely she'll be back in early 2018. We don't have an exact date, but somewhere around then, and we'll see how that fits in with her schedule. We know that we're gonna be doing this new material together and planning on a release some point in 2018, and wanted to give her all the time that she needed for being a mom, because we all know that this is something we love, this is our base, this is what connects us all, and on the other hand you have to be able to do, you know, what fulfills you as a human being. And as far as we know, having a child is one of those amazing things, and so big congrats to her for doing that, and looking forward to having her back.
The French festivals that we did this summer, they were already performed by Jules, so, and she's a great and perfect substitution for Agatha, so we are amazed ourselves that it's some kind of a vocal twin. It's really interesting. So we didn't thought that we will ever find
anybody close to Agatha, and then we found Jules, and it was like, okay, this will actually work. She has the energy on stage. She puts up with all of our shit, and she knows. And she has the right instinct how to perform this kind of music, because she's really into that performing and having all that energy on stage. And as far as we know, every show we've played with her so far had such a great reaction from the crowd, especially here in France, back at the Download Festival, which was, I think, her second show with us. So she was really fresh, and she got on stage and she was like blown away, and of course everybody was, and it was really great audience there. So yes, Jules is doing a great job for substituting Agatha at the moment, and we're thankful for having her. Oh, we have quite a few. I think we have like close to 100 tracks or so. We always write a lot of material, so we always try to get into the 100, 120 song ideas. Rough songs. And it narrows it down in the end to 10, 12 songs, which are loosely either just ideas from those songwriting sessions that got produced, or maybe 2 or 3 ideas that got thrown together. In the end, it's the most important thing that whatever you have fits as a song, is something that has a strong message, has a strong hook melody, something that will catch you and put you in whatever mood a song is supposed to put you in. And on the other hand, it has to fit the concept of the album we're trying to release. So if you have something that's a great song but will not fit in with the rest, it will not be on the album because it won't fit in there. So that's why we always have material from older albums as well that never got released, that sometimes makes it on a new album, or who knows, that maybe at some point we'll release the best of B-sides, which is gonna be like a 56 CD set compilation of Kontrust stuff that never got released. Well, we're not allowed to say very much yet, but there's a remote possibility of a definite maybe that something like that might be in there. Well, I can promise you one thing, there's a song we've been working on, and it might actually make it on the album, or it might be a standalone release. Nobody knows about that yet. That is still something we have to work out with all the record labels involved in that song. But if it actually gets released, I can promise you this much, it'll be the best and worst of what you would ever hear from us, and totally fitting for the band, crazy and totally obnoxious.
It's interesting that you ask because we have never done a cover song. We didn't even play a cover song live.
But I want to.
Yeah, and it's something that we also, in some way would love to do. So
The question has always been which song.
yeah, because there are really many out there who would be really nice. Maybe it's Barbie Girl, eh?
I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
But Barbie girl, no, it's not going to be Barbie girl, but it's going to be something really cool, I think.
Yeah.
You've got to dance.
Well, from a technical point of view, you can expect songs from all albums.
Yes.
You can expect a lot of energy, a lot of fun, surprises.
It's not going to be your standard rock concert where you've got a band performing for an audience. Usually our shows there's a lot of singing with the audience, there's a lot of interaction with the audience. Usually it's more like, it feels more like a party than a concert, just because people start dancing and going crazy, and please don't hurt yourself, even hurt themselves sometimes, but you know, it always makes up for a good show in the end, because in the end, I always say if you have 2 bleeding noses, it was a good show. But they're gonna be full of energy, and we're actually rehearsing for the show details right now as well. So by the beginning of December, we'll be set up with quite a unique show for the French audience.
You've got to dance. And maybe